Forget all the troubles and blues. Dive into the blue. Oh yes, talk to the fish.
Hello, fellow bubble makers. I'm your host, Jack, from the studio here on Talk to the Fish, where we help humans navigate the underwater world with the best tips, tricks, and advice straight from us, sea creatures. After all, who better to teach diving than those who've mastered living underwater? Today, we're diving deep into technical territory with a special guest who knows about breathing underwater. And I don't mean through gills. Please welcome Regis, a diving instructor teaching humans how not to flood their masks.
Thanks for having me, Jack. Always a pleasure to swim by. You know what they say. It takes a fish who swims 47 miles per hour to teach humans how to slow down and appreciate the reef.
Speaking of our human friends, we just got a message from our viewer, Finnegan. He writes, "Hey Jack, I'm about to buy my first regulator and I'm totally confused about Dean versus yoke connections. Help."
The eternal debate, almost as controversial as whether pineapple belongs on pizza.
Well, let's help our friend make sense of it. For our viewers who are scratching their scales in confusion, what exactly are we talking about?
So, imagine you're trying to attach your garden hose to a tap. A yoke connection is a big clamp that goes over the tank valve.
Think of it as giving the valve a big hug before you tighten it.
A Dean connection, on the other hand, actually screws directly into the valve. A corkscrew.
So one's a hugger and one's more of a clingy type. Got it.
Close enough, Jack. Now let me tell you why yoke fans love their system. First off, you'll find yoke tanks everywhere, from the Great Barrier Reef to the Caribbean. It's the underwater equivalent of finding a McDonald's.
So it's the universal adapter of the diving world.
You just pop it over the valve, give it a couple of turns, and you are ready to go.
I heard dive shop owners are big fans too.
You bet they prefer it. The yoke system is gentler on tank valves, which is a big deal when you're running a dive center with dozens of tanks. Plus, if you're traveling and something goes wrong, finding replacement parts for a yoke is as easy as finding plankton in the ocean.
So it sounds perfect for vacation divers and dive centers?
Almost perfect, yes, because if you're the kind of diver who travel light and dives wherever the currents take you, a yoke regulator means you'll never have to worry about compatibility. So speaking of compatibility...
I sense there's a but coming.
Indeed. The O-rings on yoke connections are more exposed than a clownfish without an anemone. No offense, Jack.
I feel so exposed now.
They can get damaged easily and the whole setup is not compact.
As compact as a whale shark trying to hide behind kelp.
More or less.
But what about Dean? I hear it's becoming quite trendy in certain circles.
Dean is a heavyweight champion of regulator connections. It can handle higher pressure. Up to 300 bars compared to yoke's 232. And it's more streamlined than a Barracuda, which means less chance of getting caught on things underwater.
Tell us more about that streamlined design, Regis.
Well, Jack, imagine trying to swim through a narrow shipwreck passage. With a Dean connection, your first stage sits nearly flush with the tank valve. Plus, the threaded connection means the O-ring is safely tucked inside, protected from bumps and debris.
With regular tanks, I heard there's a safety advantage with the Dean system?
Excellent point, Jack. Let's say you're diving with a tank filled at 220 bars. With a yoke system rated to a max 232 bars, you're swimming pretty close to the maximum pressure rating.
You're a pufferfish about to burst.
But with a Dean system rated to 300 bars, you've got much more comfortable safety margin. It's like having an extra stretchy swimsuit instead of one that's already tight when you put it on.
So it's not just about having more pressure, but about having more wiggle room?
Exactly. And in diving, having extra room for safety is never a bad thing.
Sounds perfect. Why isn't everyone using it?
Well, it's mainly a European standard. Finding Dean tank in some places, especially in the US.
It's trying to find a warm current in Antarctica.
Personally, though, I prefer Dean. Choosing between a regular sardine can opener and a military grade one, and both works. I trust the sturdy one when I'm 40 meters down.
So basically, there's no wrong choice. It's like choosing between different types of plankton.
Exactly. Both are safe and reliable when properly maintained. It's just about matching your needs with your diving style and location.
Before, to round off this show, Regis, Any last words of wisdom for our bubble-making friends?
Well, Jack, whether you choose Dean or Yoke, just remember, the most important connection is the one to your brain. Though I must say, some divers seem to have a better connection with their regulators than with their common sense.
Thanks, Regis, for taking time out of your busy schedule patrolling the reef to share your wisdom with us today. I heard there's a school of sardines waiting for you to herd them into formation. Well, folks, that wraps up today's discussion on Talk to the Fish, your go-to show for all things diving. Next week, navigation skills, when your grouper guide suddenly remembers a dentist appointment. Until then, keep your fins wet.
Forget all the troubles and blues. Dive into the blue. Oh yes, talk to the fish.